Okay, so back in December as a Christmas present from me to me, but I said it was from my wife to me, was a IAG competition transmission mount. I also bought the kartboy short shifter and bushing kit for said short shifter. Now, I want to kind of go over my thoughts and feelings about all that. Short shifter and the bushing kit and everything, great. It's awesome. Smooth, wonderful thing to have. It does sit quite a bit lower, and I'll go down and show you guys that along with a little surprise. That is the reason why it is now March 1st and I'm just now making this video. So I had to wait for these two items to come in the mail. They had to be machined up and everything, so we'll go over that here in just a minute. But first things first, I know there's a lot of different videos out there, people swapping out, doing the torque solutions and other mounts, and so that is the OEM one. It's garbage, right? Like, they obviously knew that thing was going to flex quite a bit. So, I know an issue that a lot of people talk about with the replacement mounts for these, like the torque solutions, that's a solid metal mount, just solid as can be, is the NVH, the noise, vibration, and harshness from it. The IG one that I got, it's got polyurethane in between the solid billet part, that's this, and then right here is a bolt that holds this part. It's the actual bracket on each side. I made a video and it was the 5-speed that they sent me and not the 6-speed, so it's the same thing, it's just got a different bolt pattern. So anyways, if you guys want to see what that looks like, go back and check that video out. The MVH on this IAG one is like pretty much non-existent. I can't verify that 100% as I've got the coilovers on my car. So I do get some NVH, but I don't hear any more. Like, it didn't get worse after putting this on the car. So I thought for sure with the solid mount from the suspension and then going close as I can to a solid mount with the transmission mount. Keep in mind, I do have the pitch stop mount from IAG with the red bushings on the transmission mount. The motor mounts are still OEM as of right now. Those will also come from IAG and they'll have the red bushings in them as well. So that's the last thing I have to do. But as of right now, no extra noise whatsoever. Nothing more is coming into the cab of the car, which for me was disappointing. So I'm actually thinking about switching out my bushings and the pitch stop and the transmission for the solid metal. But anyways, I want to do the motor mounts first and then see where I'm at with that, and if I'm not getting the noise that I want, then I'll go ahead and go with a solid metal one, as I had solid Hofsport motor mounts in my B16 with the JDM B16A1 motor, and I had the LS limited slip differential type setup in my transmission. So I don't know, maybe I'm just used to it from Honda World, you know. But on a more positive note, the car, it used to kind of do this, like whoa, 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 you know, like it didn't hop, but you could just feel the power just it kind of like did that, you know, just wow, 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 as it took off. Now it's just like woo, kind of hard to explain, but the power is like instant and it's there now. The car doesn't squat anymore, like it doesn't do that. What else? Now, I can't contribute this to the short shifter setup that I did through Kartboy or the new transmission mount. I don't know which did it or if it was the combination of the two to get both of those kits together that stopped this, but like shifting, obviously it's closer together because it's a short shifter, but the shifts are a lot smoother, and as you can see with this, I mean, this doesn't look terrible. It's not all cracked and ripped and torn. Definitely doesn't look 16 years old, But this turd, I mean, it has definitely seen some better days. You know what I'm saying? So, I know that, I mean, it's still mushy, but I know at least replacing this did something. This, I'm not so sure, because it's still pretty. It's not ripped or torn. This isn't all cracked or nothing. It was still nice and greasy. So, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, shifts are a lot better. More what I like. A lot easier to shift, a lot easier to go from first to second to third to fourth to fifth to sixth. The only thing is when you have the reverse lockout and you're supposed to pin it to keep it so it's locked up, it's not like everybody else says where you have to shove the Allen key through the two holes and it'll lock it in place. You actually, if this is lined up with the two holes, you want to go further back towards the car and use the hole to go through the bracket and then hold it on the side of the transmission itself. Because if you go through the two holes, it'll actually allow the cable to drop just below this slot on your new shifter. Doesn't want to focus. There it goes. So it'll drop below that slot. And then you won't be able to get it to go all the way through when you put your reverse lockout back in. So if you go like that with it on the transmission side and then pin it, it'll give it enough slack that it'll stick up further and it'll line up perfectly. So maybe, and then it just went in no problem. So maybe that's why people fight it. I don't know, but it wasn't that much of a problem for me. And then here's the new sexy parts. We gotta be quiet though, because Leroy's sleeping and so is the baby. So that's the new titanium reverse lockout and shift knob. So those titanium parts did come from WC Lathe. The guy's, I know he's a good guy and he means well. I'm not going to talk shit about him. I found what I thought was a flaw and he was hands down ready to make a new one. But it's that time of the year, and he is a one-man show. So it's hard for me to want to say anything because I understand. I know he's booked and backed up, and with Black Fridays and COVID and shitty shipping, his whole scene got fucked in the ass. So, oh, that was a bad car accident. So, yeah. Regardless, he got me my parts. I love them. They're amazing. Um, I would definitely order more from him, but if I do that, it'll be maybe midsummer where there aren't holiday deals going on and Christmas shopping and shipping and stupid bullshit. Because the one bad thing I have to say is he was so booked up that I bought it December 28th and I didn't get my stuff until like a week ago. So, yeah, that's the only thing that sucked. It took 2 months for me to get my stuff, and I paid for like expedited machinery and all that other fancy stuff. So that's what's been going on. I'm still waiting on Tycon Industries to finish sending me the rest of my pies and rod so I can finish welding up my parts. I ordered up some new Grimspeed hood struts because of the fiasco that happened and blah 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 blah. So we'll be doing hood struts, and then hopefully this weekend I'll have all my titanium to finish welding this up and get those parts, and you guys can see what it looks like. But I'm gonna run down the road and check out this car accident.